Welcome back to Baby to Child, the channel where we dive deep into the gear that helps you navigate the wild, wonderful ride from, well, baby to child. If you're new here, I'm glad you found us, and if you're a regular, you know we don't sugarcoat reviews. Today, we're talking about the Graco Gomax infant car seat in the Ace color. Now, this one's marketed as a lightweight, reclining, rear-facing infant seat that installs without a base. But before we get into any judgments, let's take a good factual look at what it actually brings to the table. So, the Graco Gomax is designed for rear-facing infants from 4 to 30 pounds and up to 32 inches in height. It comes with Graco's Insta-Install rigid latch system, which promises a secure install in seconds, whether or not you use the stay-in-car base. Because yep, the base is included but not mandatory. It's got a 4-position, one-hand recline with memory recline, meaning the latch connectors remember your last install angle. There's also an easy-to-read bubble level indicator, which helps you make sure the seat is at the right recline for your baby. Safety-wise, Graco uses its Pure Protect fabric, soft on baby's skin and fire-resistant, without the added chemicals. And for adjustments, it's equipped with the Simply Safe Adjust harness system, so you can tweak the headrest and harness height together without rethreading anything. Alright, so how does this car seat actually perform when a real tired, probably caffeine-fueled parent gets their hands on it? Let me tell you, setup was refreshingly straightforward. The Insta-Install latch system is not just marketing jargon. It really does snap in with a satisfying click. And the fact that you don't need to use the base? Total win if you're hopping in and out of ride shares or grandma's car. The bubble level was a quiet hero during install. It saved me from second-guessing whether the recline was right, which, as any parent knows, is usually a tedious trial and error process. Adjusting the harness with the Simply Safe Adjust system was smooth, though it does require a firm pull. It's not one finger easy, but it's definitely manageable, even mid-tantrum. Now onto what I loved and what I didn't. Pros first. The lightweight design is a backsaver. Carrying it from car to stroller isn't a workout session, and that's saying something. The Pure Protect fabric feels genuinely soft, and knowing it's free of added chemicals is a relief for parents who are concerned about what's touching their baby's skin. The memory recline on the latch system? Super convenient for anyone who's not a fan of reinstalling a car seat from scratch every single time. And of course, the base optional install gives it an edge in flexibility. But it's not all roses. One thing I noticed is that while the seat is lightweight, it's a bit on the bulkier side in terms of width. In smaller cars, fitting it alongside another seat can get tight. Also, while the harness adjustment is no rethread, loosening the straps isn't quite as intuitive. It took me a moment to figure out the release, and that's not ideal when you're dealing with a squirmy baby. The fabric, while soft, may not be the easiest to clean. It's not as stain-resistant as some premium models out there. Now, let's pause for a second. If you're finding this review helpful, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into baby gear. We're here to help you make the best choices from baby to child, and your support keeps us going. Back to it. Value for money. The Graco Gomax sits in that mid-tier price range, and honestly, for what it offers. Rigid latch install, chemical-free fabrics, and a base optional setup. It's a solid offering. You're not paying for high-end frills like luxe materials or advanced crash tech you'd find in seats double the price, but it ticks all the essential boxes with reliable performance. When comparing it to competitors, seats like the Chico KeyFit 30 come to mind. The KeyFit has a slightly more intuitive harness system and a narrower profile, which is great for smaller cars, but it requires a base for installation, so it loses flexibility there. On the flip side, the Nuna Pipa Light is lighter and has premium fabrics, but it's in a different price league. The Gomax positions itself as a practical, no-nonsense choice that still offers convenience features parents will appreciate. Build quality-wise, the Gomax feels sturdy. The plastic shell is robust, and while the fabrics aren't premium luxury, they're well-stitched and securely attached. There's no flimsy feeling when you're clicking it into the latch connectors or adjusting the recline. Long-term durability? Graco has a solid reputation for longevity with their car seats. and based on initial impressions, this one feels like it'll hold up to the daily grind of parent life. Though, as always, real-world longevity will depend on use and care. As for customer support, I haven't had to reach out personally for this product, but Graco generally holds a reliable reputation in the industry. Their support team is known for being responsive and helpful, which is reassuring if you ever run into issues with installation or need replacement parts down the line. If you're considering alternatives and budget is tight, the EvenFlow LightMax 35 could be worth a look. It doesn't have the same level of recline adjustment or fabric quality, but it still offers a secure, lightweight solution at a lower price point. To wrap it up, the Graco Gomax infant car seat isn't trying to be the flashiest option on the market, but it delivers where it counts. It's flexible, safe, and thoughtfully designed for real-life use. Yes, it has a few quirks, like its width and slightly finicky harness release, but for parents who want a reliable seat that installs quickly and keeps their baby comfortable without breaking the bank, it hits the mark. If you need a lightweight seat with no-fuss installation and value chemical-free materials, this one's definitely worth considering. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on Baby to Child. You'll find the link to check out the Graco Gomax down in the comments box. If you already own this car seat, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and share your experience. And if you have setup questions, it's always best to contact Graco directly via the product link. Until next time, take care, keep those little ones safe, and remember, every baby grows, but with the right gear, the journey to child gets just a little smoother.